The barns had Canadian soldiers in, and the Canadian top brass took over the house. And they lived in some of it, but the men used to stay in the scullery, and they had so many fires in the big scullery fireplace that the ashes were halfway up the chimney. They never even moved them out. And they took their tank, and to wash it, you know the pond down at Saddlescombe, they drove the tank round and round in that water to clean the tank. But they broke the base of the water, because that was a dew pond, and they've broken the base of it now, so now it never held water since. Fred Grant, when you ever speak to him, they had the sheep in the dyke, and this was in the Second World War, and there was an old feed bin he used to keep the sheep feed in, and one time a bomber went up the middle of the dyke, and he was so scared the sheep went all over the place, and he went in the feed bin out the way.
During the war, everything was not kept secret, but we were very conscious of what was being said and what was going on, and you didn't say anything that you thought might help the enemy. And there was a poster. I remember that you'd probably seen it. There was a poster which said, "Be like Dad, keep Mum."
That was
and so you kept Mum. But if anything exciting happened, like a German plane coming down at Saddlescombe, the word went like that, you know, amongst the boys, and all the trophy hunters got on their bikes and raced out. Well, I didn't get here for 2 days. we couldn't get to it because it was very steep, and it was the growth of hawthorns was much closer than it is now. It's quite. We came here and you could see the blackened woodland, you know, the not forest, but on the side of the downs, just opposite the farm, on the road, and it was blackened, and we scratched around in the undergrowth, and I think I remember coming away with a piece of aluminium with a screw through one end, twisted. It was only about that size, about a couple of inches wide. All the best bits had already been taken.
Someone told me they had tanks along the side of the road that were full of diesel or petrol too.
Yes, that was in the... where you come up by High Point. Where you come up through the alleyway there was about 5 in each side of the bank there. I reckon if Jerry had invaded, they'd have blown it up. Because we had one field down here, we still call it the searchlight field now. That's where they had huts alongside the road, and they had these 3 searchlights down there all during the war.
Because you found some 303 cartridges.
Oh yeah, there was. I mean, so there was a hell of a lot of explosives laying about, shells of different sizes. When the military first gave back the ground, a couple of years or so after, they had the displaced persons, they used to call them. They was Latvians and Czechoslovakians and all these different chaps around with the Geiger counters clearing the land. They still didn't find them all. There was still a few laying about, and you still find them 1 or 2 up to today.
Did you ever used to go up onto near the Devil's Dyke Hotel? Did you go up there during the
Oh yeah, because see, I must remember he had this farm down here and the Devil's Dyke farm, and the army commandeered the old golf course house, the clubhouse, and when we first got in the first part of the war, we used to have to go in there and be identified. We used to have to take our papers with us to say we was only going down to the Dyke farm. Went up there one day with a horse and cart. I had to leave the horse and cart out on the road and go in. To tell them where I was going. I don't know whether they thought I was going down there to get a load of Jerry's in or something. But
was there lots of barbed wire and foxholes and things?
Oh yeah, everywhere, yeah.